Okay, so yesterday we have started with fifth module, and we have started with what is a firewall. Is a firewall is a system designed to prevent unauthorized access to or from a private network. You can implement a firewall in either hardware or software form, or a combination of both. Firewall prevents unauthorized internet user from accessing private networks connected to the internet, especially intranet. Types of firewalls and possible attacks. No one can deny the fact that the dynamic rise of the internet has brought the world closer, but at the same time, it has left us with the different kinds of security threats to ensure the confidentiality and integrity of valuable information of a corporate network from the outside attacks. We must have some robust mechanism. This is where the firewall comes into the picture. It can be compared with the security guard standing at the entrance of a minister's home. Uh, he keeps an eye on everyone and physically checks every person who wish to enter the house. It won't allow a person to enter if he or she is carrying a harmful objects like a knife, gun, etc. Similarly, even if the person does not possess any banned object but appears suspicious, the guard can still prevent that personal entry. The firewall acts as a guard. It guards a corporate network, acting as a shield between the inside network and the outside world. All the traffic in either direction must pass through the firewall. It then decides whether the traffic is allowed to flow or not. The firewall can be implemented as hardware and software or a combination of both. That's what has we have seen this picture where anyway either sending or receiving from the network and sending from the phones or any of the devices to the internet. A firewall is one where it is the one where it will be sending and receiving. So types of firewalls: packet filter. It works in the network layer of OSI model. It applies a set of rules based on the content of IP and transport a header field on each packet, and based on the outcome decides to either forward or discard the packet. For example, a rule could specify to block all incoming traffic from a certain IP address to disallow all traffic that uses UDP protocol. If there is no match with any predefined rules, it will take a default action. The default action can be to discard all packets or to accept all packets. The security threats to packet filter: IP address spoofing. In this kind of attack, an introducer from the outside tries to send a packet towards the internal corporate network with the source IP address set equal to one of the IP address of the internet users. Prevention: how do we prevent? Firewall can defeat this attack if it discards all the packets that arise at the incoming side of the firewall with source IP equal to one of the internal IPs. Source routing attacks. In this kind of attack, the attacker specifies the route to be taken by the packet with hope to fool the firewall. Prevention: firewall can defeat this attack if it discards all the packets that use the option of source routing a path addressing. The tiny fragment attacks: many times the size of the IP packet is greater than the maximum size allowed by the underlying network, such as Ethernet, token, ring, etc. In such cases, the packet needs to be fragmented so that it can be carried further. The attacker uses this characteristics of TCP or IP protocol. In this kind of attack, the attacker intentionally creates fragments of the original packets and send it to fool the firewall. Prevention: firewall can defeat this attack if it discards all the packets which uses the TCP protocol and is fragmented. Dynamic packet filter allow incoming TCP packets only if they are responsible to the outgoing TCP packets. Application gateway, it also known as a proxy server. It works as follows: setup user contact the application gateway using TCP/IP applications such as HTTP. Step 2, the application gateway asks about the remote host with which the user wants to establish a connection. It also asks for the user ID and the password that it required to access the service of the application gateway. Step 3, after verifying the authenticity of the user, the application gateway access the remote host on behalf of the user to deliver the packet. Then stateful inspection firewall, it also known as a dynamic packet filter. It keeps track of the state of active connection and uses this information to decide which packet to allow through it. It adapts itself to the current exchange of the information. Unlike the normal packet, filters stateless packets filters which has hand coded routing rules. Circuit level gateway, it works at the session layer of the OSI model. It is the advanced variation of application gateway. It acts as a virtual connection between the remote host and the internal users by creating a new connection between itself and the remote host. It also changes the source IP address in the packet and puts its own address at the place of source IP address of the packet from end users. This way, the IP address of the internal users are hidden and secured from the outside world. Difference between router and the firewall. A router is known as the connecting device in networking. It is used to select the shortest route for a packet to achieve its target. A router's main purpose is to attach different networks simultaneously. Like firewall, it also works on the network layer, but it is also works on physical layer and data link layer of the OSI. Open system interconnection model. Unlike firewall, it does not include encryption before routing the network. A router does not protect the network from the threats, but it includes the sharing provision to share internet connection between the network. So that's what here we can see: internet, modem, router, computer 1 and computer 2. So then what is firewall? Just we have a relook what all things we have. So first, firewall. So what did we see in the firewall? Firewall is a specified version of the router. All data packets in it are entering or dropping. Network passes through the firewall, and after checking whether the firewall allows it or not, all traffic passes through the firewall and only authorized traffic must pass. Firewall must be strong. It is an system located between two networks where it implements an access control policy between those networks. Like router, it also works on network layer of OSI model. Unlike router, a firewall uses encryption to encrypt the data before transmission. A firewall does not share the network, but it includes the protecting provision to protect the network from the threats. So that's what here network A sends information, that is public network. It can send to the private network to a network B. So when we want to send, then there is a firewall where it will check whether it is authenticated or not. If it is authenticated, then only the information will be passed. So difference between firewall and antivirus. So firewall is a specified version of router. In this, all data packets are entering or leaving the network passes through firewall, and after examining firewall, decide whether to allow or not. In firewall, all traffic must pass through it, and only authorized traffic should be allowed to pass. Firewall should be strong. So the network 1 firewall and network 2, that is public network, a firewall, network 2, that is inside network. Antivirus is an application or a software which provide security from the malicious software coming from the internet. An antivirus changes the method in which it performs three actions, which are detection, identification, and removal. So, antivirus deals with both external threats and the internal threats. It implements only software, not in the hardware also. So network security device like firewall can protect one system or 1 million system. So what's the firewall? Firewall are not strictly hardware device. The capacity of the firewall to deny or accept traffic is often built into device like wireless access point and cable and DSL modems. It's also a part of almost all operating systems. At its core, firewall software examines traffic on a network interface to determine whether packets should be allowed to enter or leave the interface. Thus, firewall software blocks inbound connection to a system service that should not be exposed to other systems on public Wi-Fi network. This is a usual case for a personal firewall on laptops. We connect to public network, but firewall software can also be used to block unbound traffic from a system to a network. Firewall may also manage traffic, but between two or more different networks. In this scenario, traffic is inspected on an interface serving one network, then transformed or modified if the device determines the packet is allowed to be passed onto a interface serving another network. This bridge of network is also how the 10.0.1.13 IP address assigned to your fancy fridge is turned into a so-called routable or public IP address assigned by your internet service provider. It also have it's also how multiple devices behind a network device may all appear to share the same public IP when they are distinct system on your internal network. Firewalls help keep internal and safe from malicious external traffic. This is a device just routes traffic between networks and is unable to apply security rules based on the traffic it observes. It is just a router. We can broaden the definition of a firewall to any software that makes a routing decision based on user definable criteria. Two common network security software components that you can equate to firewall likely functions are personal firewalls. A modern operating system include firewall capability, both because firewall are an important piece of network security and because system may be connected to many different networks during their lifetime. It's one thing to have your laptop protected by a DSL or capable modem. It's another to take it from home to work, to an airport, to a cafe, and connect to each of those networks. These firewalls primarily protect a system service or file sharing from unauthorized access. Of course, the firewalls rule have to be in effect in order to block unauthorized access. Parental control software blocks outbounding traffic, usually web to sites excluded from access based on appropriateness, example porn, ideologically, like politics, safety, malware, or other reasons. This requires a privileged account such as root and administrator to define the control for a lower privileged accounts. What's the difference between packet filters versus firewall? Firewall and packet filters generally perform the same function. Packet filter inspect traffic based on characteristics such as protocol, source or destination address and other fields in the TCP/IP packet header. Firewall or packet filters, but application layer firewalls may examine more than just packet header. They may examine packet data as well. For example, a packet filter may monitor connection to ports 20 and 25, that is FTP ports, whereas a firewall may be able to establish criteria based on the FTP port number as well as FTP payload, such as the port command or file names that exclude the text password. A web application firewall watches incoming connections for telltale signs of SQL injection attacks and outbound traffic for sensitive information being leaked from the web app. Normally, the term packet filter refers to a software that makes decision based on protocol attributes, address, ports, and flags. Packet filtering provides coarse but effective security to a network routing device. However, the software is implicit because the access control is limited to a handful of protocol like TCP/IP, UDP, and ICMP. The term firewall is usually reserved for software or device whose primary purpose is to apply security decision to a network traffic. Sometimes you may also hear the phrase intrusion prevention system. This usually refers to hardware and software that combines packet filtering, content filtering, intrusion detection systems, capabilities, and other security functions. For example, alerts from an IDs could automatically trigger certain firewall rules. Before you resort to try to tackle a commercial IPs, determine whether using a firewall, keeping your system full patched on a regular basis, and perhaps using an IDs such as not covered later in this chapter provides sufficient protection for your system. If you find that you need extra security measures, then look into a commercial IPs. How a firewall protects a network? Firewalls are only as effective as the rules they are configured to enforce. As mentioned previously, firewalls examine particular characteristics of network traffic and decides which traffic to allow and deny based on some criteria. It is an administrative job to define rules so that the firewall sufficiently protect the network and inform behind it could negatively impact legitimate traffic. Most firewalls have three ways to enforce rules for network traffic: accept, deny, and drop. So accept the packet and pass it on its intended destination. Deny the packet and indicates the denial with an internet control message protocol message, or similarly acknowledge to the sender. This provides explicit feedback that such traffic is not permitted through the firewall. Drop the packet without any acknowledgement. This ends the packet life on the network. No information is sent to the packet sender. This method minimizes the sender's ability to reduce information about the protected network, but it may also adversely impact network performance for certain types of traffic. For example, client may repeatedly attempt to connect to a service because it is not received any explicit message that the service is not available. Next, moving on to the next thing, that is a packet characteristics to filter. Most firewalls and packet filters have the ability to examine the following characteristics of network traffic. Type of protocols, either it may be internet protocol, transport, TCP or UDP or ICMP or IP section X, any protocols. So each protocols is being used for each purpose. So the same way, source of IP address and the port, so from where the information is been coming, and for what is a port number, I think you'll be knowing each of the port will be having each port numbers. So that's what here they're identifying source IP address and the port. Then destination IP address and the port, ICMP message type and the code. Then flags. So we'll be using the flags saying that what are the AC acknowledgement. If you want to send any acknowledgement, then we use ACK. Any system related things, then we say um, so that's how we do. So in the same way, network interface on which the packet arrives. So for example, if you wanted to block incoming ping packet, ICMP echo request to your home network of 192.168.1.0.24, you could write something like the following rules. Don't worry about the specific syntax, yet you will get to that shortly. The important component of the rule are the action or deny the packet attributes, that is ICMP protocol, specifically pings types, the direction of the rules, the packet from one source to another, and the type of source, a network address range like 192.168.1.0.24. Or if you wanted to allow incoming web traffic to 192.168.1.50 but deny everything else, you could create two rules. The first one would specify the direction of web traffic to a specific TCP port on a specific host. The second one could make sure all other traffic is denied. Those rules could look like the following: allow proto TCP from anywhere, any to any of the IP address. So in the same way, deny prot to any of the networks. So we can also use a firewall to protect our network from a IP spoofing. For example, imagine your firewall external interface called as Ethernet 1 has an IP address. Suppose if we take an example, if we have an IP address of 10.0.0.1 with an net mask of 255.255.255.0, your firewall's internal interface called a Internet 0 has an IP address of 192.168.1.1 with the net mask of 255.255.255.0. Traffic traffic from the 192.168.1.0 network uh, destinated to the 10.0.0.0 network will come into the Etho interface and go out of Ethernet 1 interface as shown in the illustration. So we can see here the external and the internal. So IP addresses are different. So for external, we can see 10.0.0.0 slash, it may range till 24. That is the different IP addresses for each system. That's what the external. So in the same way, internal 192.168.1.0.24. So that's about the internal. So then in the same way, Ethernet 1 and Ethernet 0, 10.0.0.1 and 192.168.1.1. So that's how here Ethernet 1 and Ethernet 0. Conversely, traffic from the 10.0.0.0 slash network destined for the 192.168.1.0, it ranges to 24 network, will come into the Ethernet 1 interface and go out of the Ethernet 0 interface Therefore, you should never see a traffic with a source address in the 192 dot 192.168.1.0.24 range coming inbound on the Ethernet 1 interface. If you do, it means someone on the external 10.0.0.0/24 network is attempting to spoof an address in your local IP range. Your firewall can stop this kind of activity by using a rule like the following: deny any from. So we can give a saying that we want to stop it. That's the reason we can see there: deny the proto from this IP address to any Ethernet 1. So in the same way, previous rules may seem ambiguous. It match legitimate traffic coming from 192.168.1.0.24 heading out to the external network. It could be uh, where but it depends on the firewall interpretation on the syntax. Since we are using a fictional firewall rule syntax for these examples, this rule remains ambiguous and possibly ineffective. This illustrates an important point. You have to be very careful when writing firewall rules. Simply knowing what you are trying to block isn't it sufficient. You must verify that the rule works as expected. For example, a rule set might be interpreted in a linear manner, a ladder of sort, in which a packet moves from one rule to next in order ultimate it is accepted or denied. Another firewall might merge rules into a set of overlapping control in the manner of the Venn diagram. You have to make sure that you understand how the firewall apply rules and what it is default or assumed behavior might be. In this anti-spoofing example, we rewrite the rules with less ambiguity by specifying the network interface on which it should be applied. Deny proto from any from 192.168.1.0.24 to any in on the Ethernet 1. Allow procto any from 192.168.1.0.24 to any out of Ethernet 1. Stateless versus stateful firewall. What is stateless firewall examines individual packets in isolation from each other. It does not track whether related packets have arrived before or coming after. A stateful firewall places that packets in the context of a related traffic and within a particular protocol such as TCP/IP or FTP. This enables stateful firewalls to group individual packets together into concepts like connections, sessions, or conservations. Consequently, a stateful firewall is able to filter traffic based not only on packet characteristics but also on the context of a packet according to session or conversations. For example, TCP acknowledge packet will be denied if the protected service has not set up the sync and sync acknowledgement handshake to establish connection. Stateful firewall also allows for more dynamic rule sets. For example, suppose a system or on the internal 192.168.1.0./24 network wanted to connect to a web server on the internet. So the following steps demonstrate the drawback of trying to apply simple packet inspection to the traffic. The first step, establish a rule for TCP traffic from the 192.168.1.0/24 network to port 80 on any IP address. So allow proto TCP from 192.168.1.0./24 any to any 80 out either the Ethernet one. So far, so good. But what happens when the web server responds? We need to make sure the response packet uh, gets accepted by our firewall. Unfortunately, since the web browser system chooses a port to random to receive traffic, we won't know which destination port to open for the response until after the connection starts. The only thing we know for a certain is that the web server response packets will have a source port of 80. Consequently, we might try a rule that allow any web traffic from the internet to reach out internal protocol. Allow proto TCP from any 80 to 192.168.1.0./24 any in on Ethernet 1. So this allows a web server response to reach any host on the internal network at the expense of opening a gaping hole in the firewall. The rule assumes that only return web traffic could be using a source port of 80. However, as we have seen in other other chapters, TCP service and connections use specific port numbers by common agreement, not by a technical restrictions. If the hacker were aware that any packet with a source port of 80 could pass through the firewall, they could use a port redirection to set up a tunnel to do something as simple as scan for port or as simple as tunnel traffic for a remote shell. The tunnel could forward any traffic it receives to a machine on the 192.168.1.0 network, substituting 80 for the packet's source port in order to traverse the firewall rule. For a stateless firewall, rather, weak protection against this scenario is to restrict incoming traffic to the Imperial port used by TCP client as follows. Allow Procto TCP from any 80 to 192. So that's how here we check for allow the proctor. So then the operating system's network stack chooses a random port as the source as its traffic, whereas the destination port for something like an HTTP service is 80 by default. This rules improves on a stateless protection, but it still leaves a large unnecessary hole in the firewall. Could it be better if the firewall could instead remember the details of our outgoing connection? That's why we could say that if the initial outgoing packet is allowed by the firewall, any other packets that are part of the session should also be allowed. This dynamic rule prevents us from having to poke potentially exploitable holes in our firewall. This is the advantage of a stateful firewall. So we'll stop here. We'll continue in the next class. Before I wind up, let us see what we have done very quickly. So we have started with firewalls, how the firewalls are, what are the firewall, how the firewall is used, is a system designed to prevent unauthorized access to a or from a private network. You can implement a firewall in either hardware or software form or a combination of both. Firewall prevents unauthorized internet users from accessing private network connected to internet, especially intranet. Types of firewall and possible attacks, how what are the firewalls, we have types of them and how the possible attacks we have seen. This is what the diagram where to and fro information passing will be passed through a firewall. Then we have seen about the types of firewall. First one was a packet filters, then security threats for packet filters, the IP address spoofing we have seen. Then we have seen about how it is prevention. Then source routing attacks, then the preventions. Then tiny fragment attacks, how the tiny small things we send, then preventions. Application gateway, so it's also a proxy server. It works as follows: step 1, 2, 3. So then stateful inspection firewalls, circuit level gateways, difference between router and firewall. So what is a router? What's the difference between a router and the firewall? That's what here we can see the diagram where it says that how the internet, how the modem, how the router and the computers are. Then we have seen about a firewall. What is a firewall? And we have seen how the firewall is there when the public network sends any information to a private network. Then we are using a firewall. Difference between firewall and antivirus. Firewall is a specified version of router. In this, all data packets are entering or leaving the network, passes through firewall, and after examine, firewall decides whether to allow or not. In firewall, all traffic must pass through it, and only authorized traffic should be allowed to pass. Firewall be stronger. And we have seen what is antivirus. So how the detection, identification and removal will be done. Then we have seen how the network security device like firewall can protect not only one system, it can protect 1 million systems. Then what are the personal firewalls? So how the personal firewalls, if I have a laptop, I have a mobile, how should I use a firewall for my personal things? Along with that parental control system, you can see we have kids, and nowadays, at least because of online, we give them to make them sit at home, we give them a tab or a mobile where they may be using a YouTube. When they are using a YouTube, but we should control them in such a way that they should not use or they should not watch unwanted things. So in that case, we can use something called as a parental control software. Parental control software blocks out bound traffic, usually web to sites executed from access based on appropriateness. Example, porn, ideology, anything they would be seeing. So we can restrict them. So and then we have seen about a packet filter versus firewall. So then we have seen how a firewall protects a network. Then we have seen the packet characteristics of a filter. Most firewall and the packet filters have the ability to examine the following characteristics of the network IP. That is types of protocol. It can be IP protocol or TCP or UDP or ICMP or IP section, etc. Then source IP address and port, destination IP address and port, ICMP message type, and the code. And we can send a TCP flags, that is acknowledgement, fin or a sync. The network interface on which the packet arrives. This is how we can see, for example, if you wanted to block incoming ping packets, then we have seen how which IP address, how to block them. Then this is how we can see the two different IP address. One is external, where the IP address is starting from 10 and the internal IP address starts from 192. How this firewall internal is been sending to the external, the Ethernet 0 and Ethernet 1. And we have seen how this conversation and how the IP addresses could change, how we can block them. So we have seen about a stateless versus stateful firewalls. Then, so that's what. I'll stop here.
Ma'am,
Yes?
ma'am, Diksha present, ma'am.
Yeah, 1 second.
Nayana, ma'am.
Diksha, present.
Yes, ma'am.
Kishore is present. Kishore. Naina is
Ma'am,
present.
present, ma'am.
Present. Neelanjan.
Ma'am, Kishore, present.
Kishore, present. Okay. Murli Krishna. Murli Krishna is present. Okay. Anybody else? Neelanjan? Neelanjan is present. Why Neelanjan is not coming? He's well or not well? Classmates, friend of Neelanjan. Just verify whether he's fine.